I'll yield to none!
You're not trying to escape, are you?
I'm ready. Better luck next time.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rabble panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Easy now. No need to hurry.
So it wasn't a dream after all. Animal sty, freight, or food.
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterboxes to the...
Fresh meat. But that is so. But look.
With two shakes of her stumpy tail, the sheep turns away from...
I should have known there'd be trouble.
I'm not one to let sleeping dogs lie.
Empty.
Not the most elegant solution, was it?
The prisoner's eyes meet your...
Ah, freedom! And I can set you free.
What would he have to gain by killing me? I need to keep my guard up.
Empty. Empty.
Now where did I leave my calipers? There you are. In the meantime, you'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Dungeon?
Index fingers pressed to her lip.
My word. You do seem... Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. A new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good boy... Is he? Oh, well. Some problems simply sort...
She frowns and peers at you
Delusions such as these...
Did the murderer take him into this
gods!
room?
There's
A young magister stands. Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does. It's a small ship. His name was Finn. We'll find out who did it. One way or...
Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
She looks up at you with a mirthless...
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't you? You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Figured as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Thanks. It seems as though there's a pattern in the blood flow. That can't be natural.
Please, please, please! I forgot how to sing. I did.
The hatch is blocked. I need to find another way.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face. He's...
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago.
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion. But Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. The Joy? I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since wonder if we'll get to meet the Ringmaster himself. Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
There's nothing else I can make.
What are you conspiring about over there?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name!
On anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he's
Away with you!
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take...
Nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with him.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, we've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with him.
It was one of them. I know it. Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate. They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them. I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on. One of us would kill our own. They're picking us off one by one. Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up? You think me mad? Mad? Insufferable, surely. What are you trying to hear anyway? I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen. Trying to concentrate. They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them. I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on. One of us would kill our own. They're picking us off one by one. Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up? You think me mad? Mad? Insufferable? Surely. What are you trying to hear anyway? I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen. It was one of them. I know it. Did you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate. They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them. I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on. One of us would kill our own. They're picking us off one by one. Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up? You think me mad? Mad? Insufferable? Surely. What are you trying to hear anyway? I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen. There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchant. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Well, we've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship.
Ah, music to my... On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? You put a knuckle in it. I'm trying to concentrate. They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them. I'll give you that knuckle. Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic, a bag is as good as a shirt kind of stuff. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after. Insufferable, surely. What are you trying to hear anyway? The very base. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. As per your own testimony, you can cook and groom, but you have the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit. Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well,
You should probably come to terms with the fact that you've half a mind, full stop. Rein in your impertinence, will you? Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we've...
Forgive me, kin. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up. He reaches out, flicks a finger against one of your scales, and rubs his chin.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Oh, please. No. I want to know about the Celestial. This text tells... Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
The elf's face freezes for just a second.
Oh, it's just one of my idle curiosities. We mortals do like to consider the... Now, please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
No amount of pestering...
There has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your...
You! Sorcerer!
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce. Name?
Come on. Please, Losa.
Well, you aren't here on my list.
Yes, over time, you know.
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
The young woman seems about to raise her hand, but quickly remembers herself and nods pointedly at the
Who indeed? Why, my name is, Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeve.
The children break out into giggles.
I say, it is.
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from...
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and get, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and...
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You presume right. Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unknown... As quickly as they came, the cloud...
Good luck, Chief.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
The Magisters are out for blood. You saw the body, didn't you? Big...
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench. He raises an eyebrow.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing...
The ship, of course.
His eyes snap open.
Murder? Ah, that... I wouldn't know anything about it. I kill a man. He knows who done it. His daddy knows who done it. And the mayor knows who done it too.
His eyes flutter shut, and he assumes his position of...
Whether they catch me is another matter, but I ain't one to hide my accomplishments.
A wave of sound washes over you.
And?
Never thought you'd end up in prison, Garfic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn up from to Ben Nest.
Then you're not listening hard enough, mate. Go on.
Closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
You've got ears on your head, haven't you? Do you need me to show you how to use them?
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of the
There
ship.
now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a
It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which, burn my beard. That means, if we've been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Ask what you must. I've nothing to hide.
Seems to me you should be a little more afraid. There's a killer about, after all.
Till overboiling a bit.
Captain, actually. And that figure tells me we're getting close to the Joy. Close.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
He continues stroking his beard.
We'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
It was one of them. I know it.
An elf sits.
Snake Eye.
She chuckled.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
Rolling dice, deciding fates.
One of us wouldn't kill our own.
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you quite
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, you lay awake, thinking of someone back. You were reminiscing about the things you used to do together. Of course it is. The truth's right there. But don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
So, anything interesting for me? Right. So, I'll take that as a...
Alexander, grant me patience. What? Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens.
Currents of magic surge.
My, look at the concentration on your face. There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours. What a well of knowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
Losa.
Be good, you scallywags.
I'm not suited for this. It's sea cow, not sea sheep. Haven't got any shears, have you? People these days.
My mum is afraid of lizards. I'm not. I think you're neat. I'd be...
It was one of them.
You know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better, though. Listen. La...
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
Wow. You're a dragon. You look like a dragon.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with it.
One of them. I know it.
Could you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep...
It's a register, sir. You faring okay so far?
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Ask what you must. I've nothing to hide.
Seems to me we should be a little more afraid. There's a killer about, after all.
He tugs the collar of his...
Sorry you're upset, sir, but we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now, William.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair.
So you admit it then?
Yes, I did.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives...
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
By all means, do as the officer says. But you had better hurry, because...
She reaches for her collar and...
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us...
She smiles with wicked...
Precisely.
Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries...
What's happened?
What happened? Must have been the turnips. Water? Wine?
The lizard's eyes close. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled.
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
It's no use.
The dice roll darkly.
The Magister lies on the floor.
Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards
Downwards and upwards! Not long before this thing snaps into splinters! What in blazes? Something's pounding on the hull!
Through the door. The skeleton is...
No! It catches fire.
The skeleton looks...
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton...
Yes, indeed. Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to. Do you look at me? No, damp robes. Whereas you, I believe you did. Although I had a mask rather ingeniously designed. A mask that was stolen by that damned witch. Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools. And I will simply pluck my mask from her cold... Indeed. Just as sensible as getting... I would say good day, but it...
The skeleton shrugs The hound falls desperately at its snout. It winces. The dog notices you for the first time. It sneezes suddenly.
Can't smell. Can't breathe, please. Make it stop. Oh.
The hound sees you reach for your weapon and...
Gods! By divine grace, who was that howling?
He eyes the collar circling your neck.
Another sorcerer! Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix your collar too? Your lies...
Gods damn it! Need to get off this wreck and quick!
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby doors.
Said there were other people down there.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for get...
Thank you, thank you, thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear? Had to open your big mouth.
The Magister lies on...
If you could walk, get yourself to the ladder. There's a... Wait! Voidwoken! Beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary. Let the games begin.
Let's not tarry. This old tub is about to burst.
I hear something. It's Magister Siwan, the one who...
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor?
It seems something wanted me alive.
The child has a small...
I'm not supposed to talk to lizards. Really? Like, what kind of stories? A dragon that marries an elf? That sounds silly. Can I hear it anyway?
You warmly tell the tale of the dragon, but despite your best efforts, you notice that your knowledge of legends and monsters is somehow upsetting them.
Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching your face.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or no one cares where I go. They know I can't leave the island. They're gone now. The Magisters took them already. I guess now they're cured. But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see. Guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared.
You spot a strange lizard. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer. Or a duel.
Yes, I imagine you do. You're made of sterner stuff than I first gave you credit for. Chances are I wouldn't have survived the shipwreck had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passenger. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
My gratitude is worth a great deal, if only you'd realize it. But of course you... As for the slave thing, let's forget about all that, shall we? Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was...
He sighs, dramatic.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Touché.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few...
As for myself, when I consider this vast, I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I...
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me the very same? I am the Red Prince. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which...
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather... The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and this and that, tag along. Do you really mean to compare? On the other hand, I really could do with a dog's body. And you... Fine. I accept, on one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of our kind's revered mystics. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. You do tend to beat around the bush, don't you? Oh, well, that wishy-washy answer. So, now that that's settled, first, even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be... As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Very well. Onwards, then, to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicate.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be travelling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're... As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it.
Hello, kitty.
The cat's eyes are cloud...
What? How did I get... Hey, stop following me. What? No, that can't be. I can't... Hey, stop following me. Huh? Yeah, fine. I'm fine.
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak.
What's this? I found something.
Let's hope this is worth the digging.
I wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens, he's leaning over a corpse.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's...
Damnation. That's stuck fast. Ah! No! Oh. It's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. It seems the human that stole my... I chased her here. But
he turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse? A face that seems rather stubbornly... I would normally employ a tool. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone.
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration.
Because my own was stolen from me! Oh, get... You are simple beasts. And you... So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my... Oh, don't be ridiculous. I cannot simply sit about waiting for the rest of you to die so I may continue my business in peace. Indeed. I may be the only Eternal, at least from this realm. As for the other... A cult? Hardly. I could ask you to imagine we studied the mysteries of the universe, but I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again. I suppose. You seem more at ease in this world than I. Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps... Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality. I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is rather a lot to see. Splendid. Very well. Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They made it to shore.
this pig's bladder was on the ship.
The cat's eyes are clouded.
Hey, mister. I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Now, where shall I put this?